Welcome to the show. Let's see here. It says call Monday for an appointment. Post. And so follow-up call, I'm going to call him Monday. Hi, save, and I'm going to go ahead and set the appointment for Monday at 5 p.m. Rock and roll. Save and contact. Hi. Hey, this is James with the real estate agent. I was just keeping in touch, seeing if you guys were still thinking about selling the house yet. Okay, you think maybe next year, perhaps, more likely? Okay. Well, let's keep in touch. I'd love to help you out whenever you're ready. But you have a great day. Let's see here. Same. Okay, it says maybe in summer we'll move out of state. May go to Colorado, so I sent 2 pings. Works for Disney, may sell after he retires. Not, same, and will keep in touch, not yet. Not. Okay. Post. Follow-up call. There. Save and contact. Hey, this is James Festini, the real estate agent. I was just keeping in touch, seeing if, if you guys are still talking about selling the house on Riley or whatever happened with it. Ooh. Okay. All right. Well, it's a long process, and I definitely don't want to be a pest. I know it's sensitive, but I'd love to help you out if it does, go, the direction of selling. I've been shooting you out updates. I'm sure you're getting them on the values. And cool. All right. Well, I wish you the best of luck, and I'll give you a call towards the end of next week. See what evolves. All right. Have a good weekend. Bye. This is wants to sell and wants to keep court date Monday. CBNW. Post. That just went to really hot. Follow-up call on, let's say, Wednesday for the smoke to settle. I'm just gonna go Tuesday. Keep it high, save, and contact. It says November 24th. Why am I dialing him now? Oh, wait. Oh, snap. I've selected today, past, and future. Stop. Okay. No content restricted. Stop. There. Down. Follow-up calls. Not dialed today. Start power. Start time. 278. I'm chipping away. Ideally, I would love just cold calling a neighborhood. No, what's up, Chicago? No, right now I am doing strictly my follow-up. I've been pretty much just focused on follow-up for the last 3 weeks, and I'm getting listings. Now, in that same vein, I have been also having a lot of awakenings or awarenesses or inspired conversations that I've been sharing with you guys about follow-up. I recorded, so I went on I went on YouTube earlier today, and I did a lecture, and I went on Clubhouse and I did a lecture. The lecture I did on Clubhouse, I was alone, and the one I did on YouTube is not available anymore. It's like I'm creating content for the moment, and then I archive it because it's almost like now I want to craft a message, and if it doesn't line up with what I'm trying to describe, I don't want to post it anymore. And it's not even paralysis by analysis anymore, if you haven't noticed, some of you guys. Nice, I've been terrible right now with my cold calling, unfortunately. Well, that's not cool at all. That's some bullshit, man. Unless you're doing I'm terrible at my cold calling right now. I'm doing follow-up. These are names and numbers of individuals who have told me maybe. But what happens is that you generate enough of these, and you generate enough of these, and now you become weighed down by trying to close on people who are maybes, when in fact maybe leads more often to maybe not than it does to maybe so. And although if you followed me, hopefully you've been following me for a while, you'll know that my threshold for adding leads into my database is really low. Like, it doesn't take much for someone to become a lead. But it also, I've been kidding myself in not eliminating them just as fast as I bring them in. I've been holding on too long to too many leads that balance between are they or are they not has been blurred. The line between are they a lead or are they not is very blurred once you designate a lead. Once you take Hi, this is James Festini, the real estate agent. I was just keeping in touch, seeing if you were still thinking of selling your house. I think maybe later, maybe next year, perhaps. Okay. Well, thanks for your time, though, and you have a great day. Bye-bye. Okay, so this is an expired. Woman says would like to keep in touch, would like to read. He said, "My Michael first, no, post on age, well, okay, they're definitely getting into expired letter plan assigned. Continue where I left off. MRMOT. Maybe. I suppose I should stop watching movies and hash out this lecture for Chicago's viewing pleasure, and then the other person who, when they don't say hello, I just assume is my ex-wife, so how do you like me now? Let me hit contact on this one. I'm going to follow up in, I'll give another month and a half. There's a low priority breeze there. So using my script, I'm still convinced that my script is absolutely, hands down, the best script for lead generation in 2020, 2021, and beyond. I've been using it for 28 years, but never up until, 8 or 9 years ago that I started teaching and trying. When you start teaching and then you repeat things, you start formulating a system, right? You start formulating a system with reason behind it. You try to. My name is James. So you start creating these forms. All right. So this guy, 2018, says send a card. Says send a card. Left message. Mrs. Not. LVM. 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 And the guy's been a ghost for a very, very effing long time. Why am I following up with them? 16 attempts, probably another 30 attempts. This is one of those right here, which is going to be moved over. I'm getting rid of them. Copy. They said send a card 2 years ago, and they've been ghosting me ever since. And I have to drop the hammer. Well, hold on now. Okay, there's another number here. Copy. Add phone number. Paste. Save. No contact. Next number. I found another number here too. Alright, copy. Add a phone number. Paste. Save. From DNC. Take a quick peek, see if they've even sold. That's always a chance. That's always a risk that you run when you follow up with people. So what I'm finding as I bury myself, hey, what's up, Mike? As I bury myself in the follow-up, as I look square in the eye of follow-up, and I face the names, I'm finding that what I know to be true, but by defining it, by putting it in words and in writing, you know what I mean? All the years that I've been doing this, so few agents, have a system. They could recommend something, but to have a system means that you put it in writing. And so I'm learning and I'm teaching, and as I teach and I learn, it forces me to put things in writing. Contact this number. So this follow-up, this positioning that I've put myself in, this position I've put myself in over the last couple of weeks to do follow-up, and particularly this week, where I'm looking at the amount of leads I have knowing, oh, they answered. Hails bells. It went to an answer machine, and then I heard someone pick up, and I don't know what line that was. I say that it takes, 200, 300, 400, 500 names in a database for you to think that you're going to start getting something from it, because that's the true numbers. A lot of gurus will say make 20 contacts a day and you'll get listings, right? But 20 contacts to who? Who are these contacts? I doubt that they're saying cold. Hi, my name is. Okay, so I'm stopping to look at these ones too. Okay, in 2018, ring, missed calls, bomb, bad number, LVM, no, replace the existing number. There's really no reason for this to be sitting in my database, and yet it is. Not that it's garbage, not that the number's bad, but that why am I still messing with it? Every time, right here, 14 attempts, and I shouldn't even say those numbers because I know those numbers are extremely wrong. I muck with my data so much that if I truly never exported or imported or gen-popped or anything, this Mr. Mitchison in Yorba Linda, I would probably have no less than 100 attempts at a call. No less than that, because I do so much. This is 072. Okay, that's fine. We have an email. Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and here and see 699. Okay, and well, let's grab it here. Copy. That'd be interesting. CU. Curator property. This is a curator property inquiry. This is a platform I used for a while. So 72 and email. This one says Fiverr. Okay. A fine example, this one here, of the. Let's see, they never answer their phone either. Door knock them, no new contact, replace existing owner, a skip trace, doesn't give me anything. There's really nothing here, so I'm going to send it over to GenPop list phone book. I'm going to remove the call date, delete, and then I'm going to make sure these tags in here are in Mojo, warm, and I'm going to go ahead and say cold call list. And they're definitely in home block, but I don't think anything goes from that. And we're done. And this one here, no contact, next number. Oh, maybe they'll answer this number. This is the one that just hung up. Actually, I should kill it because. Now, what you need to do is, I need to do, when I give these lectures, I'm not, let me see, RB, hi, no contact, next track. What's the difference between the $50 a month YouTube subscription versus the one on your website? I believe the one, nothing really. I believe it's the same. I mean, I know it's the same videos. I was trying for a while. I was moving everything from my website. The one on my website and the one on YouTube, they're both video based. The one on my website has a couple of downloads, but the one on my website, I have to pay $100 a month for that to function, and YouTube I don't. And so I've been. My name is James. I'm a real. Right, there's no difference. I think the one on YouTube is better structured, so you can see like the topics. Like I've spent more time. The one on my website, I've been loading forever, but the structure's not there. The one on YouTube, you can go in there and like expireds are clumped together. So I made more effort to organize it on YouTube, but it's the same. However, the one on YouTube, all of these live sessions that I have are on YouTube. So at the end of each one of these recording sessions, you don't see them anymore, but they are there for the members. There's thousands of hours of this. Now, mind you, 95% of that time isn't me engaging with the camera. It's, me calling, but it has all of my door knocking live. It's there. What's really cool is for a while, it's a real short time, YouTube, I wish they would do it here. That'd be really cool. I wish they would do it here. On YouTube Live on your phone, they have what's called timestamp, live timestamp. So as I was door knocking, if I got a really good lead, I was able to push a button and it would retroactively grab the last 5 minutes and create a second YouTube video of that 5 minutes. I think there's only like 2 or 3 of those. I wish they would do it here, because then as I do these lectures, I'd be like, okay, timestamp, okay, timestamp. Which ultimately, if I had the patience or time or motivation, I would timestamp this, like right now where you guys are at, I would say, 50 minutes, 20 seconds, so that you can reference it, but it would be, yeah. That answers the question. My friends, I'm a real estate agent first, and the coaching and training is a side hustle. It's enough to buy me Chipotle and every once in a while smuggle, drugs across the border without my wife knowing. You know what I mean? Otherwise, there's no money in the coaching. That's why I don't pursue it. There's money in real estate, man. And that's why you see a lot of real estate agents. They'll do good in the business, and then they become coaches, and their business goes to shit. You watch, just go across the landscape, and you will see so many real estate agents who turn into coaches who shit can their real estate career, and then they go back to real estate and say, forget it, or they're out of the business and they try to do coaching, and then that's it. You know what I mean? There's no money in coaching. No money in coaching. And in my opinion, I'm a great coach, but I coach something that no one wants to mess with this. You know what I mean? Okay, so very true. Not sure why folks keep saying 20 or 30 contacts until an appointment. Yeah, Chicago. Hey, Chicago, huge suggestion. Change your username on YouTube. Chicago Lifestyle Living. It needs to be you. And then I know what you're getting at, but it's not helping. Be you, and then create playlists and videos on Chicago Lifestyle Living. But yeah, it matters in the end. You're the brand. Be the brand. So let me see here. Let me press music because I'm feeling probably another 30 minutes of dialogue. What do we got here? Ooh. My wife just sent me a photo of a royalty check from my book sales. You want to know how much I made? Mm-mm-mm. $57. If you guys are interested, my book Dynamic Door Knocking is available on Amazon and it's available on Audible. You should definitely do the Audible. I mean, I like books. I'm not a big reader. Anyhow, pick up your copy. $57. I need $58. But now I'm a paid author. I don't know how much. I've probably made. I don't think I've made more than $500 on my book, which is quite pathetic because it's a great book. Oh well. Again, it's such a thing. People think, what do you think? What do you guys think happens versus the reality? All right, let's keep going. Don't distract me, James. Don't distract myself. This guy should not be. So what I do? Let me go back. My threshold, and these are. I love that I workshop these ideas because I truly believe that my content is so right because I don't just talk shit. I just won't say it unless I know it. And I overthink it and I want to deliver this message to you so that it makes sense for you too. So that you can believe in it. You have to believe in it. If you don't believe in your coach, if your coach isn't actively selling real estate or has sold real estate in this century, in this era, at least give it in the last 10 years, you're running the risk. Contact next number. So anyhow, my threshold for what I consider to be a lead. What's up, Perry? Thank you. See, I don't even know you. I just call you Chicago Lifestyle. My threshold, my barrier to entry into my CRM is very low. All you have to do is hesitate. So, for example, Perry, make sure this is right. For example, Perry is Perry says he has trouble getting her to say maybe. My script is very good at doing that. What's going on here? This was a hot lead. Why is it now a fax machine? I went on a listing presentation on this probably like 2 months ago. What? Okay. Hello. Hey, James. Really? It's a hot lead? You went on a presentation 2 months ago and it's not fucking listed? That's not a hot lead. That is not a hot lead. We have to stop kidding ourselves. Zillow said Zillow's messing around, man. Zillow's gonna go broke is what they're gonna do. They're making offers for what their estimate is before taxes and fees. Well, their fees are like 12%. All right. Zillow service charge range from 4 to 15%. Let's just stick to that 15. Anyhow, where is this woman and why did she go from a listing presentation to ghost? Let's skip trace it. Nothing. Presentation I did in May. Okay, let's go here. Paste. So as I was saying, my threshold for allowing somebody to come in as a lead is very low. My script is designed to generate leads very easily. But then in your follow-up, you have to go back in one more time and go back in and say, are you still a lead? Yes or no? right? That's where the defining moment comes in. That is where you have to have that come to Festini meeting, right? The rude awakening of, I got the lead, follow up, are they still a lead? No. So therefore, follow up. Follow up is for checking the temperature, right? Either they are or they are not. So on the second contact, when somebody says yes, which they very it's like this one right here, oh, she's gone, man. I'm not gonna. I've dialed her 11 times. It's been a fax machine. Who has a fax machine? I'm gonna. You know what? No, no, no. This ain't right. This ain't right. I'm gonna copy. I gotta stop and slow down here. Let me slow down here for a second. Copy. I'm gonna do a little more reconnaissance on this one. What I call stalking and curating. Stock curating. You like that one? A little hybrid. Stock curating. I need to find another phone number for her because she was, like, I went on a presentation. She was going to find out from her husband and then gone. There she's right there. View details. Give me some more numbers. There we go. Whoa, it's a Pennsylvania number. I'll take it. Copy. I don't know if she's ever been in Pennsylvania. Paste, save. See what else we got. View 2 more contacts. There we go. I subscribe to a service called Spokeo, Spokeo, and it is like Skip Tracer, but better. And in many cases, more often, very rarely do I not find alternate numbers. So this woman here, who has been ghosting me, Maria, 73, has lived with Carmen. Maria is not home. I'm looking for Carmen. I need to talk to Carmen. 56? Yeah, that's her. No contact, next number. No more ghosting me, Carmen. My threshold for, or my script will get you leads. I promise you, if you call 100 people a day, speak to 100 people a day, at a 6% pickup rate, that's about 600 phone numbers dialed, right? 600 or 700 phone numbers. If you dial 1,000 numbers, if you dial 1,000 numbers a day, if you dial 1,000 numbers a day, 800 numbers a day, depending on your pickup rate. Okay, let's take a look. Let's address this one. I door knocked them in October of 2018. So it has been 19, 20, 21. It has been 3 years since I door knocked them. And they said not right now, and then in 2019 they said no, and trust, and they said no, they said no, and they said no. So why are they in my system? Why are they in my system? Because I door knocked them once and they said they hesitated? No, I'm sorry. 22 attempts just on this one. I'm gonna every one of these. Since 2018, I guarantee you I've dialed them no less than 200 times over those years. 200 times I've dialed them times 60. I'm sorry. 200 times 20 divided by 60. I have probably spent no less than 2 hours in a ringing status for do you find it gets a little easier each time you make it disappear? Yay! I've been trying to fix this phone here for like 2 days, and I've been ignoring it, and it just revealed itself. So give me a second here to divert to iTunes. I don't know what the hell is going on with this phone. First of all, I'm going to reboot it. Uh-oh. Trust this computer. Close. Okay. It refuses to charge. It's charging. Welcome to your new iPhone. It's not my new iPhone, but go ahead. I'll wipe this thing out. I loaned it to Janny. It's an iPhone 10. And within a very short period of time, the buttons were busted up. A newer version of this software is available. It says 18%, but whatever. Let me update it. I'm going to update it, and then I'm going to nuke it. And then I'm not letting her have this phone again. Unexpected shutdown because the battery was unable to deliver the necessary peak power performance managing from happening again. Okay. Give me a second here. Screen time notification, home screen, Face ID and passcode. She ain't getting this phone back. Require attention? No. Turn passcode off. Turn it off. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, all the buttons. How did she manage to break every stinking button on this thing? Ugh. That kid. Alright, done. Upgrade to iOS 15. Download and install. Agree. Agree. I ain't giving her this phone back though. Hell no. She can't. And 10-year-old have a better phone than my backup phone. All right, so I'm looking at this this individual. They should not be in this database. Sure, once upon a time they were justified, and I'm going to go ahead and take the tag, and I'm going to say they're in my cold list. They are in HomeBot, so I'll give them that. But this redialing thing, come on now, James. 2 years. Let's just go ahead, send it over to Phonebook, and then put GP to CT, which means GenPop to call tools. They're gone. I'm no longer I have, when you look at how many leads I've generated, that now this formula that I teach is massive lead generation, follow-up. Maybe though, It's not massive lead generation follow through. Massive lead generation follow up. But that follow up is not an incubation. That follow up is a triage. That follow up is not, this is outpatient. There are no long-term residents in my database, if you know what I mean. That's a good one too. No long-term residents. These people can't squat on my CRM. There are no squatters. So here we go. Owner of rental on our street. Okay, retired cop, not selling, gets lots of calls, gave email, lives on a member of the board, blah, blah, blah. Neighbor who has a rental who lives on my street. Why are they warm? Why are they warm, Nicole? Why are they warm? Am I? That's not the game I'm playing. I'm deleting this callback and I'm moving them to the phone book. Yeah. Shouldn't move them to the phone book though. They should. Everybody should be in a group. Nobody should be in lists. Mojo. You shouldn't have people in lists in Mojo. There's just no flexibility in the list. Okay, so I gotta play tennis, so I gotta leave in 20 minutes before I get late. Neighbor, I'm going to put them into copy and make sure that is not suppressed. I don't know why that's suppressed. Because the last outbound call is 8:18. Interesting. 8:18. So it's dialing through the entire database, and if they don't answer, it's suppressing it for 2 until I hit that wall. Gotta fix that. Save. Paste. Let's move through it. Alright, this man owns a lot of property, I know. He's a wealthy neighbor. Okay, let's see. 1031. Go ahead and kick him out of here. Copy. Does he have an email here? No. Okay, so that's the one I want to delete. And this is the one I want to create inside of the phone book for simple follow-up. Email address, yes, yes. First name there, last name. I want to just put neighbor, not that it matters. Doesn't really matter. That's a common occurrence with people when they become a student of mine or that I stumble on it. Something that I see, I've seen from the very beginning as I've been teaching, is that your CRM is probably screwed up. The structure of your CRM, I'm almost going to guarantee, is wrong for the purposes of follow-up, for the purposes of lead generation. I assure you, especially if you're using Mojo. Hi, my name is James. You have too many lists where you should have tags. Door knocked in 2019. German lady said that maybe in 2 years would not give me info, but keep in touch. If her information is in the system, put them for a callback. Says no, letter sent. No, not in 2020. Get the updated email. No new contact in the information. So she gave me a not at some point. So she kind of does answer her phone, kind of, but it was a reluctant. How many times? When was the last time I talked to her? 5/9/2020. 2020. I haven't talked to her since 2020. At what point do I say this is stupid? I'm redialing their number. How many times have I dialed her number since 2020 if I attempt to do my follow-up calls every day? 100? 200? 100 times 20. That means 20 seconds. Let's say it's 60 times 20 seconds. 60 times 20 seconds. 60 times 20 seconds. What is that? I don't know math. A lot of time. It translates to a lot of time spent on hold, or I'd be better off, because I know there are people in here who have said yes. She has said no. Oh, okay, so here's what I'm getting at. Let me go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and gen pop her, put her in the phone book. I'm going to kill this right here. I'm going to Google her here, copy, paste. I'm going to look her up there. I should probably just give it a quick once over on. See how this phone's doing. Our phone's been updated. I don't want that. Keep going. Okay. I don't want it to turn off either. Okay. Battery, display, and brightness. Turn it down. Lock. Never. Never back. All right. Oh, but I can't shut it off. I have been designing a structure. I've been designing a template for the ultimate solution to follow-up. A system of numbers, simple math, that will help you in identifying whether an individual is in fact worthy of your time following up or leading you on. And it's almost like a word of caution so that you're not fooled for too long into believing you have something there. This is for people who lead generate, right? This isn't for some one person who gets one lead a week and they're milking that lead and praying that it happens. I'm talking about people like me who follow my system. Can I get an amen? Follow my system, generate leads with a low barrier to entry, and then find themselves ghosted or not ghosted, but what is it when someone tells you not right now? Postponed? Delayed? Teased? If you were dating a girl and you kept taking her out and you never got to do it and you continue to buy her dinner, you got once a week and take her out to dinner, and you're like, okay, when is this going to happen? Like, first base isn't enough. How many times can I, you know what I mean? You can't get laid. What do you call that? They tease it out, but this is for customers. They tease it out. They lead you on. I want to know if I'm going to get laid or not. I'm no longer willing to wait. I need to know now. Is this going to happen? Know I'm saying? Know I'm saying? Know I'm saying? cutting, turning right into. I don't think I need this monster. Okay. Can I get an amen? Can I get a uh-huh? Just can't believe that this button, does a button just stop working? Janny, how does a button just stop working? It's the eye. She did something. How does a button stop working? Super suspicious. Don't believe it. And I'm not going to spend $200 on fixing this thing either. Alright. Okay, let's take a peek on Spokio for this woman here who has once upon a time, right? Once upon a time led me to believe that there was something there, and now, caca. So let's see. I do have other numbers. I mean, shit. That's really where it should be. Is in the other Philadelphia number. I don't think I'm gonna be calling that. Not right now. Oh, Philadelphia. Yeah, I guess I'll throw it there. Screw it. Philly. Let's see. Okay, there she is. That's her. Yeah, it's just one Philadelphia. Copy. Paste. Say. No contact next number. And then just, that's it. What am I supposed to do? Alright, so let's address. Um, I'm sharing with you varieties so that you can understand because each one's different, but because I have so many, probably covering your bases. This individual. I door knocked them in 2019. Not sure. Please leave your card. 2019. Maybe put on a plan. 2019 says no. And then nothing. According to my notes, nothing since 2019. Why? Should I be running a Spokio for an alternate number? True. I mean, before I shit can them, before I gen pop them, I should try for another number. I have two numbers here. So let's see here. Pull this one up. 7487, that's in there. 7962 is not in there. Let's grab that one, copy. You know, also when you look at Mojo, you might notice sometimes that there's a number of 5615 is not in there. Yeah, I'm getting alternate numbers. So don't be so quick to get rid of them, but be quick to get rid of them. 6285 is there, okay. And then that, okay. So So no contact next number. This individual. Why are they in my database? Why? All I have here is LVM left voicemail message in 2019 and something about Gen Pop. No real reason why they're in my database other than the fact that I am not letting go. So let me go in here, paste. I have to get rid of her. And yet, how many times have I dialed this number in an attempt to reach them when it's something that I once had? That's not what's happening, William. Mate. Thank you very much. Happy birthday week indeed. All right, let me see. I'm doing a mass purge of leads because they don't deserve to be in my database anymore. It's just not right that I'm wasting my time. It's okay. There and there. Double click them. Double click this. Selection. Let's see this one. It's got a lot of content. Go ahead and copy that. Go ahead. Okay. So 3 numbers there. 195. Okay, 5976. There's a lot of numbers for this individual. Why? But what I'm doing is I'm pushing people into the database here, shoving them back in. 2613228, 2613228, 5976, there, copy. Create a phone number. Let's drop that phone number in there. Save. 261. Okay. So this right here is the one we want to get rid of right now. Second. Create that contact. This is a, make sure we select a tag. And then remove them from this system and goodbye then. All this. All right, so what I'm doing here, I'm so excited. I'm almost finished with my lead follow-up system. What does that mean? I have no idea what you mean by that. Okay, this one, no contact. I'm so excited. I'm almost finished with my lead follow-up system. I'm so excited. Me too. I am also almost finished with my lead follow-up system. And it's a formula that I'm building out to quantify the value of a lead. All right, so right here, let's look at this one. Avocado casing. Door knocked. Thanks, and have a little bit. If you can get a good price, he might give email and phone number. Not really, hardly, but put them in the system, keep them posted, call them in 2 months maybe. In core fact, hung up, no new contact information. Why? Door knocked. Thanks, and have a little bit. But if you can get a good price, they might. Doesn't mean anything. do confirm they want emails. What is that? It doesn't even look like something I want to address here. Let's go ahead and let's just copy here. Just delete that. I'm punting a lot of people that I considered leads once upon a time, and I've held on to them a little longer than I should have, based on the ability to house them, but they are not. They're not. They don't. They're not supposed to be here, right? So what I'm doing here is exercising, evicting. So I'm doing. I'm evicting useless data. Right. So this person, they're in the system. They're getting my follow up. I have them as a warm. But this is 2 years ago. They said thanks and have a. They're not really a lead, right? There's been no communication. I'm better off having them in here, redialing them. If I'm gonna, why would I redial them in Mojo if they're not going anywhere? Your CRM is for housing temporary and permanent residents. Mm. Mm. I'm developing a custom lead follow-up system to utilize the follow-up of my leads in my serial influence database. Awesome. That's a lot of work. I know what you mean. You're talking about like the campaigns inside of Mojo, like with emails or letters about. Hi, this is James Festini, the real estate agent. I was just reaching out to see if you guys. Hello, and he hangs up. He hung up. Hung up. HU. They hung up. So, is that a lead when they hang up? Absolutely not. How many leads have you generated? How many listings have you gotten from people who hang up on you? But because in 2019 they gave me the warm fuzzies. Nope. So no. Sorry, no tortillas. Save. Oh, gotta go. And contact. Gotta go. Gotta go play tennis. Anyhow, the last couple of man, still preparing the update on this phone. I stay a couple more seconds. The last couple of days, I've been doing a ton of follow-up, lead follow-up, and as you know, I'm really good at generating leads, but confession time, I'm really bad at qualifying them so that I don't continue to follow up. So what you have to do is you create, by the way, thanks for the $5, William May. Any one of you guys ever want to contribute for, for the sake of, hey man, damn James, you dropping some knowledge. How can I show my support? I can't afford a whole lot. Well, there's a button there that you press and you can drop in a couple of dollars here and there, and that's good by me. Anyhow, the systems that I've been using, the way I've been using Mojo or just any CRM is that I've always done this massive lead generation, and since 1993 I've followed the same formula. But the funny thing is you get used to patterns, you get used to doing things a certain way, And you could go years before you realize that although you're doing this, you neglect some things. You forget what got you where you were, or what it takes to get to a certain place, because you're going through the motions. Like, for example, let's say a bodybuilder who wants to build, they became, a certain level of body. How is this doing this? They achieve a certain status, and so they're like, okay, but they forgot exactly what exercise did in fact get them there, and they ignore certain body parts and don't notice, until that body part gets weak. Well, I allowed a weakness to infiltrate my system without my knowing it, and it was I'm able to generate a lot of leads, and I'm able to put them into a database, and I'm able to follow up with them to identify whether or not they were getting closer. But in that design, a fatal flaw was in the follow-up, that by virtue of redialing them, I considered my follow-up tasks being completed when in fact they were not. The follow-through was lacking. James, how do you stay productive with so many screens and devices? ADHD? Oh man. Oh man. Most of these devices are really just kind of sitting here. Hello? Hello? Okay. No, you can call me again and be like, hey man, is this still going on or what? No, well, not at all. We pay them. Not at all. If it's on the way, it's on the way. Oh, I know. Well, I gotta go. I'm going to tennis. I gotta be in tennis. I'm leaving now. I will put it up right after tennis. Oh wait, not right after tennis, because I have to go straight to the art gallery for the grand opening. And after that. Are you going to the football game? Okay. Okay. I know. I will. Hey, take it easy. It's not the end of the world. Okay? Not our fault. I know. I know. Whatever. That doesn't happen anymore. Good. Thank you. And to make sure that Folio says so, because I don't want to hear I'm working on the shit out of this thing, and there's no proof to show it is. Okay? Prove it. All right. Love you. Bye. I'm on my way home. Bye. So anyhow, in my recent couple of days, I have been making tremendous, having multiple awakenings about follow-up and a purge, and more importantly, identifying. Here's the difference. Your CRM should house temporary and permanent. Okay? Permanent only exists in the form of past clients and sphere of influence. Temporary only exists, so there's permanent residents once they have paid their dues, paid my commission. Otherwise, there are no free squatters in my CRM, which translates to, if they are not a lead who is going to pay me, get out of my CRM until it's time for you to come back in. And I've been allowing squatters to occupy a ton of space because they appear to have value, but they don't. So my goal is now to chip away this database of what is 700. I'm going to chisel this down to 100. I want to have 100 individuals and maintain that. So if someone comes in, someone's got to get out. I believe that you will have now. There will be people, but at 100, it's possible, because there are people, when they say no, get out. You get people who say not right now, and then you make them a lead, and then 2 or 3 weeks later, they say no. Call them one more time, and they say no again. Out, right? Get out. But if you're holding on to a lead because they said yes 2 weeks ago, and then 2 years later, they haven't said yes since, but they're still in your database, and I assure you they are, because you feel like once upon a time, like an expired. You think once they're expired, they're there, right? That's not enough leads. So that's not enough leads. I will continue this conversation another time to show you that if your ability to follow up is being paralyzed by the inability to get a hold of these people, you just need to qualify them more and follow up based off of their time frame. Yes, exactly. What I'm suffering from is a lot of people who ghost, and you probably do too. We all probably do, where they say maybe or yes, and then they fall off the grid. And we continue to generate new leads, yet this one who said yes in November, or the one who said yes in July, you can't get a hold of them. What was that? Right? That's the problem, is because we do qualify them and then they just disappear. And 20 seconds today to dial through and they don't answer. 20 seconds tomorrow, dial through. By the end of the week, you've invested 1 minute, and that's not a big deal until it's 2 weeks later, and now you're 2 minutes, and then it's a month later. Now it's 10, 15 minutes of ring time waiting. Do you drive to their house? So do you do yes, I do a weekly market update, and I do an email, and I can actually see that they're logging into my system. Look at it. I assure you, Josh, once I solidify this thought process in this lecture, your lead game will improve, because you'll realize, and it's for people like you and me who do generate a lot of leads. When you generate as many leads as we do, follow-up becomes a problem, because it still goes back to the 6% pickup rate. And the 6% pickup rate is okay with a database of cold calls. It's not okay with a database of follow-up. If you have 100 leads that you need to talk to today and 6 pick up, now you have 94 people who you should need to talk to. And I'm guessing you should, right? You probably have a lot of people who check your stuff, who you're setting, but they just don't answer. And you text them, I have a lot of people that I need to just kind of export, like move them out, right? We should talk sometime on the phone. Do you have a weekly email or email service? Yes, like I said, I do have a weekly market update. I do have an email. They get a weekly market update report. Many of these get letters if they're justified, if it's justified that they receive it. But I'm pretty sure you have the same problem, and that is you have a lot of leads that don't respond, that you need to talk to, and they're hot, but they're ghosting. So anyhow, we will talk Monday. I've got a new listing and an open house tomorrow that I'll probably sell